Well, good morning. I'm in my garage this morning and I'm getting ready to clean up from redoing the cabinets. So I wanted to give you just a real quick tutorial on how I redid my cabinets for under $20. Now, if you don't have all the supplies, you can still do it really inexpensively. Now, I have real wood cabinets. They're actually tongue and groove. They are original to the house. And I've been wanting new cabinets, and instead I decided, I saw a short DIY video and I decided to give it a try, and it worked out beautifully, and I got to save my old cabinets and give them a fresh look. So here's what you're gonna need: baking soda and vegetable oil. If you don't have these two, go to the Dollar Tree. You don't need to spend a lot of money. I went through, this is an old t-shirt. You're gonna need some old t-shirts, old towels, whatever you have. Just use what you have. Don't go out and buy rags. Buy stuff that should be thrown away anyway, or get stuff that should be thrown anyway. Reuse it for this project. I used this one to wipe down the cabinets and the brushes. And you can still see it's got, maybe, where is it? Ugh, yuck, that's still grease. That's grease off these cabinets. No, I'm not a nasty person, by the way. It's just that these cabinets, like I said, they're original to the house. So they're about 40 years old. And the old towels, all I did, you can see I was cutting this bad boy up and just using pieces of it. So what you're gonna do, oh, let me go back. You're gonna need brushes. I actually went through 3 brushes because I don't take very good care of them. Got one left. Got these. I had to go buy these at the Dollar Tree. So you need some paint brushes. I tried using those sponge things because that's what I had. Oh no, that wasted so much lacquer. So don't use that. Now this is the lacquer I used. I got it at Ace. It was the cheapest one that they had. So I don't know if this is a store brand or what, but it works amazing. So don't spend a lot of money on it. And I think this was like $13. And you know, when I had to buy new brushes, that was another $1. And then I used scraper that we had. You can use a putty knife, you know, just whatever you have. Just make do with what you have. You don't have to buy a lot of expensive stuff. So what you do when you, for me, okay, my worst cabinets were the ones around the stove. So what I did was you mix up, it's equal parts vegetable oil and baking soda. And you mix it up and you put in about equal parts of everything, see? And this is just an old, actually I think this is an old gun cleaning brush. So, on the real greasy ones, I scrubbed it in really good. And I discovered about halfway through that my fingers work the best. So if you don't have an old toothbrush, your fingers work really well. And you scrub it in, scrub it in, scrub it in, scrub it in. And then you take your scraper, very lightly. Don't be digging into the wood. Go lightly over it. And you're just gonna see all the black come off. And that's years and years and years of grease. And I'll show you a picture of that real quick. Okay, so that's how the cabinets looked, and you saw a picture. You could see where I had been able to scrape a lot of the grease off. Now that was on the surround, but the doors are the same way. I only did a couple doors at a time, and what I would do is I would take the doors off. If you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to use a screwdriver or drill, I'm sure there's videos on it. I took them down, hinges and all, because to pop the pins out of our hinges, because they're so old, it wasn't working. So I just totally unscrewed them. And what I did is I worked on the doors, and then I went back and worked on the surround. So you get your door down, and it's nasty, because the ones by the stove are always the nastiest. And like I said, just take this, rub it in real good, and this is where all your towels are going to come in. You're going to take your towel and you're just going to start wiping and wiping and wiping and wiping it down. And once you think you've got all of them off, because it's your greasiest doors, go get a magic eraser. Just get it a little bit wet, start wiping. You're going to see more gunk come off. And then wipe it so you don't have the water just sitting on your door. Make sure you wipe it dry. When you rub your hand over it, you're going to get a feel for where the grease is, because you're going to feel like real smooth spots and then where more grease is. And then in one of the other videos I'm going to post, I cut a piece of my towel up and I took rubbing alcohol or witch hazel, because I had both, so I used both. Made my own like alcohol pad and I just rubbed. And especially where the grease is, you can just rub, 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 and it will come off. But I rubbed the whole door down. You will be so amazed. You're going to be like, oh my God, I need to clean my house better. So, I also posted a picture before this segment. I told my husband I needed something to get up high. And I didn't want to be on a ladder in a chair and trying to balance. He built that scaffolding for me. I said, I need indoor scaffolding is what I need. And you can see behind me, where is it? Yeah, right there. Stacks of wood. I had mentioned in another video, I go to construction sites and ask them for their scrap wood, and this is what they're like, take it, please. And so the scaffolding that he made for me was done all out of scrap wood, so that cost us nothing. And it was great because it was tall enough that I could reach the top, and I also could sit on it when I did the lower cabinets. So take just a couple of them off at a time, work on your doors, get the lacquer on there, and then go back and get another set. Now, I did it that way because to me it was just easier than taking everything down and everything out and having my kitchen in a total uproar. Then I had to play beat the clock because I found out we got rain coming in, and it literally just started raining. So I wanted to get it all done really quick. Now, something I need to mention, lacquer stinks. It stinks. Make sure you have your doors and windows open, have your fans going. I borrowed our neighbor's big industrial fan and actually put it in the window blowing out when I had to come in and, do the surrounds. So just keep that in mind. Make sure your area is very well ventilated. You can open the doors and windows, and you'll be fine as far as getting the fumes out of the house. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention, and you'll see it in a couple of the pictures I'll post, is I didn't buy anything fancy to set these doors up on once I did them. I have them on boxes, I have them on crates. I just set them wherever I could find room in my garage. And that's how I did it. This process, my kitchen, it took me about 3 days. I knew we had rain coming in, so yesterday I had to play beat the clock and get it done before the rains came in and get them rehung. And so I'm going to show you the video of what they look like after and how new and gorgeous they look. Also, in a couple of the pictures, you'll see my Instagram name and photo. I am on Instagram. So if you want to go follow me, you'll see a couple of the projects that I'm working on before the video's made. and you'll be able to get a sneak peek as to what's going on and how to get everything done. And you can tell me if you want a DIY video on it, on how I did it. But that's how I did it. So make sure you give this the thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to leave me a comment if you need more help. Maybe I can go through it a little bit better or answer your question one-on-one. But don't be afraid to try this. This is so easy. It was just time consuming. But it saved me so much money. And I love my old cabinets and I wanted them redone. So I redid it myself. You don't need to pay anybody to do it for you. You got this. You can do it. Bye, guys. Hi, Friday. Okay, so it's done. Look at those cabinets. Don't they look amazing? I'm so happy with them. There's a view from my kitchen window in case anybody wants to see it. This whole project cost me, I think, a total of $15 to redo all these cabinets and the drawers. And somehow today I even managed to get all the rugs and everything washed in here.